Joined now by Mike Boyle, the voice of the Spokane Chiefs here behind the mic. Mike, tell us about the Chiefs. It looks like they're battling for a wild card spot coming off a loss in round one of the playoffs last year.
It's going to be one of those years where we're going to be hard-pressed to get a playoff spot. We've kind of gone into a rebuilding mode, decided that we're going to go to some guys that are 16, 17 years old and see how they develop over the next 2 to 3 years. We've made a couple of deals this year where we've dealt away 19 and 20-year-olds to try to live up to that. We're a very young team, really have started to learn what the league is all about. Got some guys with some great skill, but very raw. It's going to be a battle for us. I know we're 4 points out of the last playoff spot behind Seattle right now, and it's going to be an uphill battle for us, but at the same time, it's going to be a great learning experience, and it's going to certainly benefit this club come next year.
One NHL drafted player on the roster, Hudson Elynuik. Longtime NHL fans might remember his father, Patrick, played for the Winnipeg Jets. Tell us about Hudson, draft pick of Carolina.
Hudson's one of those players that has a great deal of potential. He's a tall kid, but he's not necessarily big. Very fluid skater, much like his dad was. Very, very good with the puck on his stick. Loves to be a playmaker. I think sometimes is a little too unselfish with the puck. I think he's got a very good shot that he doesn't trust very much. So he doesn't shoot the puck as much as I would think some people would like to see, including myself. But he's a kid that has a lot of raw potential to him. And I think the only question mark that I have with Hudson, and I'm sure the scouts do as well in the talks that I've had, is the motor. Is he going to be the guy that's going to come every night, that's going to be amped up playing 100% every single evening and maintaining that consistency? And that's always a thing you look for in a young player, whether they've got that motor in them. Some guys, like a Brendan Gallagher, it's pretty easy to see he comes ready to play every single night. With Hudson, I think that's the question mark for him right now. But I can say this, if he does show that ability, he's going to be a very, very good pro.
All but a lock, you'll have another NHL drafted player in the lineup next year, and it's a local. Don't hear a lot about players coming out of the Pacific Northwest region, but tell us about stud winger for the Chiefs this year.
Kailer Yamamoto, his older brother Keanu has played with us in his fourth season. Kailer now is in his third. Came with us as a 16-year-old in his 18-year-old season now. Tell you what, dynamic is a good word to describe him. He can do things with the puck that very few guys can. He's a great creator, and he's got a great shot on him as well. He's a guy that's going to be in the top prospects game at the end of January, so fans across Canada will get a chance to see him play in that contest. He's been very, very good with Team USA in their junior program. He did not get an invitation to the World Juniors this year, which is beyond me or anybody else associated with the Western Hockey League, because they can't tell me that he's one of the top 25 guys in the U.S. right now. Because for me, he's one of the top 10 guys. NHL's talking about him mid to late first round. I would imagine that if there's any concerns about his size, because he is a smaller guy, he'll fall to the second. But still, an early second round pick at worst kind of tells you the ability that he has. He is just a fun player to watch, great skater, great vision of the ice, and can do it all offensively.
Your club in the midst of a bit of a rivalry series here in Cape Breton, playing our fiercest rivals home and home, the Halifax Mooseheads. I understand the same for your club this week. Tell us about the rivalry they're entrenched in.
We get Tri-City. The Americans and the Chiefs are separated by about 2 hours drive, and the games sell out every time that these two organizations play. And it's going to be more of the same this week. They're going to play back-to-back games. They played an annual New Year's Eve game down in Tri-Cities for going on, I think, 24 years in a row now. It's going to be a fun one. The Americans are sitting in second place, but I think they're only 7 points ahead of Spokane in the standings. So the Chiefs are taking the perspective that if they can come away with this sweep in regulation, they're going to throw themselves right back into the Western Conference playoff race. It's going to be an intense series. It always is. So the two teams play each other 12 times in a 72-game regular season. Familiarity does breed contempt when these two get together.
The story throughout junior hockey. We'll enjoy that series. Thanks for this, Mike. Best of luck to you with the Chiefs.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Patrick.
That's Mike Boyle. He's the voice of the Spokane Chiefs of the WHL. You're listening to McDonald Auto Group Screaming Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.